Hello everyone, I'm here today with a new process video. As you can see, I have a single page 6x12 pocket page here. These are photos from Vegas, clearly. Still working on that. And I'm a little bit ahead of the game today because I have already picked out the 2 pocket cards that I want. This one I just love for what it says and that the color works pretty well. And then this one I like because it says the story, and I definitely have some journaling. And I like that it actually has stars here, like as a review, because I want to put like 2 stars because I have a little story to tell here, and this will influence how I scrap this, I think. So if you've never been to Las Vegas, this is a common occurrence where pretty much fake showgirls at this point just roam the streets in these outfits and they'll offer to take a picture with you. And I've done it before, so I was not surprised by that. I knew that that happens, whatever. So we came out of whichever hotel and casino we were in. I can't remember. I think maybe it was the Palazzo. We came out, they were there. They said, "Do you want your picture taken?" And I thought, you know what, sure. I think this was the day before our last full day, and so I was in a good mood, and I was like, sure, go ahead. And I loved the outfits, and in my head I admit, already thinking like, ooh, I could scrap these would be so fun. And of course one of them says to me, we work for tips. I'm like, yep, I know, I got it. We do our little thing after we're done. I hand a 10, and they acted like they were supremely offended and were like, "We expect $40. Excuse me, if you work on tips, you don't say you expect anything. Tips are what the customer feels it's worth for the service you have provided." This was literally like a 2-minute deal. I'm sorry, I'm not paying $40 for a 2-minute little photo session. No, especially when I have been there before. I've done this before. I paid $10 before and it was fine. I don't care that it's been a few years. I'm not paying more than that. And so it ended up kind of being like a bad experience in a way. It left a bad taste in my mouth, but I got cute pictures out of it. I want those, but I also want to tell the story of this is kind of the downside sometimes of Vegas. Other things happen, like people will try to give you a CD on the street and they'll tell you like, "Here, just take my CD." And then if you take it, they're like, "Oh, I want $5 or I want $10 for that because I'm trying to make it, as a singer or musician or whatever it is." So there's a lot of that kind of sort of shady stuff happening. And so I want to make sure that I tell the good and the bad. And so I definitely want that story here. I don't know what that means in terms of embellishments. Like how will I do that? I'm hoping I have some stuff that either says like meh or this wasn't great or something to that effect. So that's going to be my challenge for this, is figuring out how to balance out these photos that look like, hey, everything's great and fun, and then telling a story that wasn't so fun. So even though I'm still hoping I will find embellishments that work here, I decided to go into my stamps because I knew I had a couple of sets that were sort of like sarcastic phrases and things that highlight when things didn't go well. So I wanted to grab those. So I have this smaller one, and I think this was from Citrus Twist, but I'm not positive. I know they make small sizes like this, but there's a couple on here. It just says bad, curse word needed, could be worse, ugh, that kind of stuff. So there's certainly things there that would apply and I could use them. And then I have this one, hot mess. I love that. I know it's kind of an old phrase, but I still like it. And some of these like no, the little symbols here, the sad face here, or whatever, certainly those. But I also forgot that I had these, and I love these. Note the set name is called Lactose Intolerant. Yeah, I mean, you can't get better than that. And on here, I love this one that says, "Despite my face, you're still talking." And I think that's applicable because I know I was giving a BI, we'll just say face, when all this was going down after the fact, because I thought they were so rude and I could not believe their behavior. And I flat out said, "No, I'm not paying you." And yet they were still kind of being belligerent. So, that whole thing, and then lactose intolerant. So maybe I'll end up using a mix of these, even if I do find embellishments, but I figure I'll start with these if nothing else works. All right, so I found a couple of things here. When I went through just some sort of everyday random stuff that I had, I was looking at these. I like this one down here that, oops, sorry about my camera, that says "Tell your story." It's not quite the same purple, but I think it's close enough where I could get away with it if I wanted to. And then on here, I love this one that says "What?" It's closer to the purple that I want, and I love that. So I'm sure I will end up using that. This one I'm not so sure about. And then on here, I just like this one that had the geotag because of the color, really, that I could, you know, make it work on something maybe. But I'd rather use stuff that really speaks to the story rather than just random stuff. So I know it's there, not sure that I'll use it, but it's always an option. I've also found a few other things that I want. I have those and I'll get to that in a second, but I have this old set of stickers. These are from Flutter by Designs. They're an Australian company, and I don't know how long I've had these. There's no date on there that I see. It's been a while, but as you can see, I haven't used a whole lot of them, and it's because some of the phrases are a little bit unusual, like stuff that you wouldn't use in everyday layouts. But when I look at kind of these pink and purple ones, there are some really funny ones. Clearly, there are swear words on here, which I have no problem with. And I feel like, drama queen, I feel like some of these I could really use. Now, I like the darker purple ones as well. They're a little hard to read because the print on them is black. I really wish that maybe the font had been white on those, but I'm not opposed to using them if I can make it pop against, you know, this white or the pink. So we'll see what I pull from those. And then I forgot that I had these. This is the set called Snarky from Tim Holtz, and there are some great phrases in here. As you can see, I've used some of those, not a ton though, and they're both black and white. All of that will go here. So I'm thinking with a combination of all this stuff and possibly the stamps, I could really pull something great together. All right, so I have chosen 2 stickers to use on this card, and I won't say that out loud. I don't want to get in trouble on YouTube. The other one's a little hard to see. It looks better in person. It is actually easier to read, but it says, "You have got to be kidding." So I'm going to use those on this card. That's all I can really fit in there. The only other thing I might consider is covering up the date, because I don't really need that. If I found something long enough or another phrase that might work, I could just put it to the left side, cover that up, and I wouldn't care that this was blank. But for now, I'm starting with this. On this same sheet of stickers, I found this one that just says "Smile for the camera," and it happens to be in purple, so I used that. And then it makes me feel like since I've got them on 2 pockets here, I should have something else for down here. I haven't looked through all the phrases yet, but I certainly will. And then somehow I want to still incorporate one of those stamps. I think it might have to be here because I'm running out of room. It's either that or I'd have to do like a blank label and stamp on it and then put it on, so I'm not exactly sure how I'm going to do that, but I have everything at the ready and I'll figure it out. I did find some other phrases to use on here. I actually found 2. So here, once again, I won't repeat it in case I get in trouble on YouTube, but I use that one, and then I also use the drama queen at the bottom. So all I have left really, I think, is to stamp on here, and then I still wanted to use this, but I'm not exactly sure where to put it. Maybe I could put it like up here as if I'm saying what in the speech bubble if there's enough room. I'm not sure, so maybe still incorporate that and then do some stamping. Remember how I said before that maybe I would place a sticker over the part that says date because I don't really need that? I found one in my snarky phrases in here. Thanks, Tim Holtz. I'm going to use this one that says, "I may be wrong, but I doubt it," because of the fact, like, yeah, I know I don't have to pay you $40 for a 2-minute picture session. That's ridiculous. So I'm going to use this one right here. I've decided to use the stamp from this set, if I can grab it here, that says "curse word needed." And I think that's appropriate because I did end up using some curse words down here. So I'm actually going to stamp it right below this sticker that I have. So it'll say "take a picture, it'll last longer, smile for the camera," and then "curse word needed." Okay, my stamping is done. I just gave a little bit of space there and then put that at the bottom because this part makes it sound like everything is great, it's so fun, and then you get the, wait, what happened? So I like the way that turned out. And now I do think I'm going to take this sticker, the one that says what, and put it right like that. It'll barely fit between where the top of my head is and then the top of the photo, and I think that will work quite well. I thought I was pretty much done with this once I would add that, but I've decided I'm actually going to fill in these stars. I was thinking about like, oh, should I use a marker? And then what color do I do? And then I remember I have these. These are from LA Studio, so if you like those, that's who makes them. And it has both the pink color and purple that I would need. And so I think I'm just going to give 2 stars, and I'm going to put those on there. I'm not sure in what order, but I'll get it done. All right, I even decided to do my journaling. So now everything on here is done. I have all of my pictures in there. I did all of the stickers. Love that one. Plus journaling. So actually this one is totally complete and it can go right in the album. So here's another one finished for Vegas. Thanks for watching.